Hey guys, I have a little story here I was gonna read to you. I had wrote this story a while back for a podcast, and I don't know, I got kind of self conscious about it, I guess, and never sent it in. And now he's not doing the podcast, so I thought, well, I'll just read it and you know, throw it on my social media or whatever, and get it out there because it's an all right story, and I just really like to share it. So here we go. I just have it printed out, and I was sitting uh, in the shop right now, actually sitting in my Caprice, and yeah, I'm just going to read it off these sheets of paper I've printed. And so, yeah, here we go. Anyone who knows me can tell you I'm not much of a people person. I avoid it as much as possible. A couple years ago, I realized I needed to get myself out there and connect more with people who share my love of cars. Until that point, I wouldn't even tell people I was interested in cars, let alone obsessed. I guess I was afraid of getting stuck having a conversation with folks who don't know anything about them or having to listen to their bullshit stories. Sounded too painful. Most people don't get it, which is okay, but I find myself trying to explain things to them and get a fake smile and a "oh neat" response. I just want to put gas in my car and get on with my day. True car guys are hard to find to start with, and even harder when you live in a very rural area like I do. My plan was to daily drive one of my old vehicles as much as possible, and I would also start wearing the stacks of automotive related t shirts and hats I own. That was my small attempt. I figured something was better than nothing. On a sunny October day in 2022, my wife Tiffany and I drove our '69 Chevy pickup to breakfast in a small town near us called Somerville. One little building holds a fuel station, grocery store, post office, and tavern. The kind of place where you can get better local news from listening to the old timers than you can get from any newspaper. Sitting up at the bar, my wife and I sporting our Firebird Raceway shirts, a gentleman approaches us and asks, "Hey, do you guys race at Firebird?" I told him, "No, we're just fans." He went on to tell us a little bit about the car he was building and how he had raced at Firebird. After a brief visit, he said, "I'll let you guys eat," and walked away. We get back in the truck after finishing breakfast. My wife says, "He was cool and sounded like he was building an awesome car." I agreed, and that was that. Fast forward a week, same '69 pickup, same Somerville Tavern. That same guy walks in and notices my hat right away, which says, "Fuck politics, let's build hot rods." He says, "Yeah, man, right on. Hey, is that your truck out there?" We talk for a while, and he points at his friend sitting at the table. "He has a whole bunch of cool stuff. You should come by and check it out." I said to my wife, "Before we leave, I need to talk to them." After finishing breakfast, I walk to their table and say, "Hey, I heard you have some cool cars. Do you mind if I come by and gawk at them?" "Not at all," he said. "Come on over. Just a menagerie of junk," he said. I got directions from his wife, and we were set to meet that afternoon. Heading to their house a few hours later, the anticipation grew. As we approached, I could see 2 grain silos with a menagerie of stuff around them, and some large shop buildings. I knew that this was the place. Pulling in, I saw frames, bodies, vintage gas pumps, and porcelain signs. You name it, he had it. I was instantly overwhelmed by the volume of stuff. Parking and walking up, I see them working on a '56 Ford pickup. Introductions were quickly made. The guy I had initially met at the tavern was JB. The other guy who owned the place was Bob Lick. JB gave my wife and I the grand tour. Before we left, I told Bob that I'd be glad to come out and give him a hand anytime around the shop. JB said, "You can learn a lot from Bob, even if he's hard to work with," laughing as he said it. Bob said, "Yeah, mostly cuss words." The three of us exchanged numbers, and we said our goodbyes. I thanked them again for having us out. Pulling away, I gave him a wave with my head on a swivel, trying to get one last look at all the old irons sitting around. Driving home, I was thinking that these were 2 of the coolest guys I'd ever met. I knew that this wouldn't be the last time I'd be seeing my new friends, Bob and JB. Since that initial meeting, we've become close friends, and I go to Bob's most Sundays. We're working on his projects, bench race, and sometimes the gang comes to my house to assist with my stuff. Bob got me started on my first Model A coupe build, and we couldn't be more excited about it. My wife and I were crew for Bob at Bonneville in 2024, where he ran his 32 Ford Roadster, and we were excited when he brought it to one of our favorite events, the Strange Drag Show in Tooele, Washington. Bob has taught us so much in the short time I've known him. The more I get to know him, the more I realize he's an absolute legend and all-around great guy. He's about as humble as a person you'll ever meet. He won't brag about his achievements, how he's built tons of bitchin' cars for himself and others, and how he knows just about everyone in the business. That's just Bob. Alright guys, well, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think, and yeah, catch you guys next time.